MMA legend, heavyweight champion, UFC royalty, Cain Velasquez, future Hall of Famer, was just given 5 years in prison for the attempted murder of the man who molested his 4-year-old son while working at his child's daycare. Let's just get right into it. Cain Velasquez, the former UFC heavyweight champion and wrestling star, has officially been sentenced to 5 years in prison for his role in a 2022 attempted murder case. His story is one of extreme emotion, parental protection, and a justice system that many argue failed his family. The crime that set everything in motion. February 23rd, 2022, the allegations against Harry Goularte. Harry Eugene Goularte Jr., a 43-year-old man from San Martin, California, was accused of sexually abusing Cain Velasquez's 4-year-old son at the daycare center. Think about that. If they would do that to the heavyweight champion, one of the greatest fighters of all times, they'd do it to anyone. According to the criminal complaint, Goularte molested the child multiple times over a long period. The child, who remains unnamed for privacy reasons, told his parents about what happened. Velasquez and his family immediately went to the police. Despite the seriousness of the allegations, Goularte was released on bail without even being placed in jail. He was only given an ankle monitor in order to stay away from children. The decision by the court outraged Velasquez, who believed the justice system has failed his son by letting the man accused of such a crime walk free. If any of these chomos get out, alert the victim's parents on behalf of the child, place a sexual violence injunction immediately protection order for the child. Yet they never did. Cain found out third hand that dude was out. He started driving around. He just couldn't believe it. First, the daycare that he trusted to protect his son, the mother who owned it, her son was molesting his child. And he goes to jail and he's already out and they don't even alert Cain. And that's the champ. The honor, the prestige, the respect. And then he's seeing that he could kill any man he wanted to with his bare hands, but he couldn't protect his own son. And the people he thought were in place to protect his son, the daycares, the police, they all failed him. The pain, the embarrassment, the rage, and then he sees the guy just driving around, doing simple shit. Put yourself in those shoes for a second. And let's not forget, when Cain got arrested for this case, they tried to keep him in jail with no bond. A man goes and hurts children at a daycare. They let him out the same day. A man snaps because of that, and they try to ban him for the rest of his life. Fucking twisted. February 28th, 2022, the high-speed chase and shooting. Just 5 days later, Cain Velasquez took matters into his own hands. Velasquez spotted the chomo in a car leaving his mother's daycare. Think about that. That's the daycare where that chomo was molesting his son that his mother owned, and he sees him just riding out from there. The chomo was in a Chevrolet Silverado with his mother, Patricia, and stepfather, Paul Bender. Velasquez got into his own vehicle and began chasing them through the streets of Morgan Hill and San Jose, California. The chase lasted 11 miles, hitting high speeds and running through traffic. During the pursuit, Velasquez fired multiple rounds from a .40 caliber handgun at the Silverado. His intended target was the chomo, Harry Goularte, but instead he accidentally shot Paul Bender. After the shooting, Velasquez attempted to escape, but police quickly caught up and arrested him without further incident. Cain would ultimately be charged with 10 felonies. The most serious included attempted murder, which is punishable by life, shooting into an occupied motor vehicle, assault with a deadly weapon, reckless driving during a high-speed chase, carrying a loaded firearm with intent to commit a felony. He was denied bail multiple times, which led to a public outrage because while the chomo walked free, Velasquez was being treated as the bigger criminal. That's all y'all need to know right there. They don't give a fuck. Let's talk about this chomo for a second. Harry Goularte. Goularte was a registered daycare worker at his mother's business. He had no prior record of sexual offenses. The criminal case against him is still ongoing. Yes, he is still out on house arrest. And Cain is going to prison all before this guy even gets sentenced for him molesting his child. He pleaded not guilty to the molestation charges. He is out on bail and not yet gone to trial. If convicted, he could face life in prison. August 16th, 2024, after years of fighting his case, Velasquez accepted a plea deal. He pleaded no contest to felony attempted murder and assault charges. The court dropped some of the lesser charges in exchange for the plea. Today, March 24th, 2025, Velasquez was sentenced to 5 years in prison at the Santa Clara County Hall of Justice. He was given credit for time served, meaning he may only serve around 2 more years. Cain would go on to make an emotional statement before his sentencing. Velasquez spoke directly to the judge, his family, and the public. "I regret my actions, but I don't regret standing up for my son. We cannot put the law in our own hands, but we also cannot sit back and allow things like this to happen. As a father, I reacted with the emotions of a father protecting his son. I only wish the system had protected him first." That's as deep as it gets. That's everything we talk about on here right there. We'd also tell parents, trust your children. Teach them what is appropriate and what isn't. Let them know they can always come to you. His message resonated deeply with families who feel the justice system doesn't do enough to protect children from predators. Yeah, but they'll protect the predators from the parents, the fathers, the mothers. Free Cain. Even from behind bars, Velasquez is still fighting. Him and his wife filed a civil lawsuit against the Chomo, his mother, and their daycare. The lawsuit claims the daycare allowed abuse to happen and that they failed to protect the children in their care. Could you imagine? The daycare is still fucking open. You know, I'm with Cain on this all day. I mean, Cain has been a solid stand-up man his whole career. I've been watching him since I was a child. Never in trouble, always been a mentor. And the only time he's ever had conflict with the law was when his son was molested after they let the man out on bond. You know, we can never afford to be wrong anymore. We can't trust anybody with our kids. It's better to look crazy. It's better to be wrong 1,000 times to ever think something and not speak up. Always go to war for your kids. Always know who's around your kids. Call it, report it, protect them, listen to them. I don't give a fuck how you look or what they say. It does not matter. It's always about the best interest of your kid. It's better to be wrong 1,000 times and look crazy than be right once and never speak up. Go to war for your kids. They're innocent. Y'all watch my page, y'all see what these evil motherfuckers do. Look what happened here. The heavyweight champ, one of the greatest fighters of all time, and the Chomo took a chance at his child. Fuck that. Free Cain. Stay out. Stay free. Us.